All right, Christopher, we are live. Now,
Wonderful.
what platforms are you streaming to today?
So currently I'm streaming to YouTube, Twitch, and my LinkedIn company page.
Okay, nice. So right now I'm streaming to my YouTube page as well as LinkedIn Live. So I'm excited. And then I'm going to always say before we kick things off, I'm going to probably say a few times. If you are tuning in live, definitely leave us a comment. All of our comments are paired so we can see everyone's comment, Chris, from your streams as well as mine. So I'm excited.
Technology is a beautiful thing sometimes.
It is. So I'm excited because we're on season 3, episode 2. And for those that are tuning in and did not see any of the promotions, today's topic is the intersection of technology and human connection with Christopher Johnson. Now, Christopher, I always like to just kick things off with the introduction. So I'm going to hand the mic to you. If you like to introduce yourself, feel free.
Sure. Well, thank you very much. I'm Christopher Johnson. I'm based in metropolitan Detroit. I specialize in producing professional virtual events for nonprofits and member organizations like Feeding America, California WIC, or Culture Reframed. So, whether it's a webinar, annual meeting, conference, I ensure those events run smoothly and the mission of the organization shines through. So my connection information will be spread throughout this session. So feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn and let me know how I can support you or your organization.
Absolutely. And you guys, you will see some QR codes. So for right now, I'm going to just go through each of them for you, Christopher, so they can know how to connect with you. So the first QR code we're showing is his LinkedIn profile page. So if you want to follow him directly on LinkedIn, you can. And then we have your company page. Now, what is your company name, Christopher, so they can make sure they're connecting to the right account?
Sure. So the name of my company is Calm Clear Media because I wanted something that reflected me. Frenetic energy just didn't work for me.
Okay. And then I see you have Blue Sky. I have not yet taken to the Blue Sky for I don't have a Twitter, so I did not do a Blue Sky yet. Do you think it's worth being on right now?
It's an interesting platform. And one of the reasons I joined the way I did, if you own a URL, so Calm Clear Media, that's my URL. If you own it, you can connect it directly to Blue Sky. And I like that option, so I set it up.
Okay, nice. And then lastly, we have your YouTube channel. So if you're not connected with Chris on, well, I should say Christopher, I'm so used to shortening Christopher. If you're not connected with Christopher on any of these platforms, make sure you scan the QR code. After the event, I will also place all of these links in our comment section. All right, so I'm going to go back to our main screen because we have some people tuning in live. So if you are tuning in live right now, feel free to leave us a comment so we can give you a shout out. So Christopher, I love your voice. Would you like to give the shout outs as they're coming on screen?
Absolutely. Hey, welcome, Adrian Gurich. Gurgich. Meryl Cass. Wow, it's officially a party.
I love Meryl. I see Linda.
And Dr. Linda Brubaker.
I love it. So if you are tuning in live, make sure you let us know so we can give you a shout out. Now, Christopher, do you want to give any shout outs? Anyone tuning in that you know that's not married, maybe commenting, or we're ready just to dive into the topic?
Let's just dive in.
All right. I love it. So, with today's topic, I like to say, as virtual events become more common, businesses are like constantly looking for ways to create engaging, seamless experiences while maintaining a genuine human connection. I should say, as genuine as we can get. But with the rapid advancements of technology, Chris, like striking the right balance can be challenging. So, my question to you, why do you think virtual events have become such an essential part of business and community engagement today? And I'm going to actually display this question just so for those that may be tuning in late can know exactly what we're referring to.
Sure. So while the pandemic forced everyone to reevaluate the virtual option. Now, some people have been using platforms like Zoom or WebEx or, you know, Google Meets for years. And hey, I've done IT training via those other platforms. So get on a WebEx call and do training. Yeah. But things changed dramatically when that became the default option. So we adopted to that, and hey, it's always, it's great to hear somebody's voice. It's also great to be able to see them on screen, and so platforms like Zoom, where you could have that system set up, it's like, okay, wonderful, we can do this.
So, Christopher, I should say we have a few more people. I'm gonna let you do your shout outs.
Well, wonderful. Oh, Margaret Martinez, welcome. And Tina, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. It is a pleasure to be joined on this session, season 3 of Monday Night Coaching.
Now
So,
we have a question from the audience, and I'm going
mhm,
to have you respond to this before we move forward with our questions. So we have Linda. She said, I'm curious. How do you stream to a company page? Can you do that with a standard Zoom meeting, or does it need to be done with another platform? Now you can start, and I can also answer this question from a restream.
sure. So the answer is yes and. To stream to a company page, you can use something like StreamYard. Um, if you want to use Zoom, you have to pair Zoom with someone else, such or like Restream. So Restream is a wonderful third-party application that works well with Zoom and LinkedIn, so it can be the middleman. You can start on Zoom, stream to a third-party application, insert the stream key that you get from Restream, and then you're able to take that Zoom meeting and stream it to multiple locations.
Now it sounds complicated, Linda, but when you get to using the features, for myself, I should say Restream is extremely user friendly, and their free version allows you to stream to, I believe, was it 2 to 3 accounts? I have the paid version, so I'm not sure. Do you have the free version, Christopher, or the paid?
I used the paid version. There was
Okay.
a sale on Black Friday, and I said, sure, let's play with it.
Say same here. And well, I know for a fact that you can stream because I have guests on certain people's restream and they are streaming free as well as a few others I know. But one thing I love about the paid version, and this is I will recommend for any hosts that are going to deep dive into live events, Restream allows your guests to stream to their platforms for free if you have the paid version. So right now, Christopher can stream to 3 of his platforms for free because my account is upgraded, regardless if his was paid or not. So that's a really cool feature. It's really good for visibility, reach, and just really pushing your events out there.
Exactly. And yeah, I'm streaming to my LinkedIn company page, YouTube, and Twitch.
I love it. And then we have someone else joining us. Would you like to give her? I'm letting your voice be the main voice tonight.
Well, thank you. It's always a pleasure. Yvonne Jones, welcome to Monday Night Coaching.
I love it. So my next question to you, Christopher, is in your experience, What are some common mistakes businesses make when planning virtual events, or I should say, just us event hosts in general, and how can we avoid them?
The biggest one is not testing the equipment. And here's what I mean by that. So people show up to the meeting and, oh, well, gee, I thought it would just work. Huh. So my mic is doing something funny. Oh, wait, how do you share? This is working differently. So lack of preparation is really the big thing, that the mistake that people often make. Now, for the events that I run, uh, the default is at least 30 minutes prior to the event. And you might be thinking, that's a long time. It's like, well, depending on the number of speakers I'm working with, giving all of them equal access so they can try sharing the screen, making sure it works the way they need it to work, going over what exactly is going to be shared, when and why, making sure that everyone's on the same page. That 30 minutes takes us allows us to go through those at a leisurely pace and make everyone feel comfortable. Because the bottom line, the, when you feel comfortable as a presenter, the technology works better.
I agree. And 30 minutes can go really fast when you're trying to troubleshoot some technology, especially when you're trying Restream and getting your speaker comfortable with learning how to connect their accounts to Stream. And I will strongly suggest if you have someone interested in streaming to their profiles, do it well in advance. If they want to do their YouTube, there's like a 24-hour wait period if there's like a brand new YouTube connection. So if you want to stream your events live onto YouTube, and if you've never done a YouTube live stream before, make sure you do it 24 hours in advance before your event. Would you like to add anything, Christopher?
I would. Testing is essential. And hey, we tested this setup last week.
Yeah.
We went live with the various platforms. We made sure everything worked. We made adjustments, and we're here today. We never just, my even with my experience, never just wing it.
I mean, yeah, winging it can lead to a lot of glitches, a lot of errors, and a lot of, I should say, I was in an event today and they were saying the best way to stay on task and not get sidetracked or have your topic go left is to come prepared.
Exactly. And see,
Now,
that leads into another thing that I think a mistake that organizations make is not having a detailed agenda.
mm,
So, for me, that's a run of show. And having a realistic run of show makes a difference. How do I define a realistic run of show? Well, allowing people to actually be people. So instead of an hour of nonstop information or 2 or 3 hours of nonstop information, people are still going to be human during that whole time. Build in breaks. Build in breaks so that people can, go and get a bite to eat, grab some water. Um, Also, engagement strategies, things like breakout rooms or polls and quizzes, build those into the run of show and know how you want to use them. So don't use a bell or a whistle because you heard somebody else say, wow, that's a really great feature. Have an idea why you want to use it and see, does it help or hinder your run of show? So there should be flexibility in the run of show. It shouldn't be like, all right, normally this person gives that presentation in about 45 minutes. Today they're going to have to do it in 15. That's not a good recipe for success.
I agree. I agree. And speaking of breaks, are you ready, Christopher? We have,
Oh,
I love this. We have a few more people that joined us.
welcome to Monday Night Coaching, Kinga.
And then we have Daniel.
Daniel, welcome to Monday Night Coaching, all the way from Boston, Mass. And Sherilyn, welcome from Minnetonka, Minnesota.
And now, for those of you who are wondering, like, why is she making her guest speaker, Christopher, name on do these introductions? Well, Christopher, fun fact, is the voice of TEDx Detroit. So if you were to attend a TEDx Detroit event, you will hear his lovely voice announcing all of the speakers. So I thought today would be just really fun to have him give our shout outs.
Well, thank you very much. And my goal is to welcome you to the TEDx Detroit stage, Amalia.
You know what? That I'm working on that as we speak, trying to, well, I should say, improve my speaking and get comfortable with being on the TEDx stage. Now we do have Sean too. Hi, Sean.
Welcome, Sean. So, hearing some mic bleed.
Is it from my end or your end?
See, that's what I'm not sure. I'll have to investigate
Okay.
behind the scenes and after the fact.
Okay, just let me know and I will take care of that if it's my end. And then as we're pausing right now, we want to give people the opportunity to join us live on stage if you want to. Christopher, did you place that link in your comment section? We'd like to invite everyone, if you're tuning in, if you want to join us on stage, you can join the conversation live. I know Meryl's in the audience. Meryl, I hate to ask, but if you could place this link in the chat section throughout the event, I would totally appreciate you for doing that. I'm going to put it in the comments right now. And then, Christopher, do you need any assistance getting that done right now? I'm just going to go ahead and give us a minute to let people join us on stage, and then we'll jump right back into our event. All right. We appreciate that. Now, Christopher, my next question to you, since we kind of talked about the mistakes, I kind of want to talk about just like how do you strike the right balance between leveraging technology for efficiency and maintaining authentic human connection in a business setting? Uh-oh, Christopher, did I lose you?
Nope,
Okay.
right here.
All right. So
It's
my
always good to
question
press the unmute, or yeah, it's always good to press the unmute button.
So my question to you was, how do you strike the right balance between leveraging technology for efficiency and maintaining authentic human connection in a business setting?
By being human first. So, allow for grace, allow for technology to technology. Things do happen, but if your approach, if your default is understanding, then you can easily move past them. When things happen, if you're working to remediate the situation, if you're working to address the issue, if you're helping people restore their equilibrium and uh, calmness in the moment, then hey, it's a better event. If everyone's panicked, um, interesting. So it seems like it. I got an indication that connection was lost. So Amalia, are you still with us?
I am. Did it come back? I'm not sure why. Did it lose on your end too, Christopher?
I got a notification, but it appears it has been restored.
Okay. And I'm glad today's topic is leveraging technology.
Well, yeah. See, all right. At the end of the day, technology is a tool and nothing more. It doesn't take the place of connection, it accentuates connection.
So I'm going to go to a question just in case we missed anyone, if it glitched out, if that's okay with you, Christopher.
Sure.
Okay, so we have, I don't think we really answered this. Someone mentioned I find one of the largest issue is technology not integrating. A webinar shows up on one calendar but on another. LinkedIn doesn't always integrate with Microsoft. Do you have any insights
Mm.
on that for her?
A workaround because of, well, technology doing what it does and being sometimey is when you schedule something, if you have the ability to create an ICS file, and that is something that can be imported into any calendar, that allows it to be imported into any calendar. So when you create an event on Zoom, okay, one of the things you'll be able to do is download an ICS file, and that is also what I send out when I invite people to the Zoom meeting. On LinkedIn, you can also, I believe, when you create an event, generate an ICS file.
I love it. I'm putting some of the comments up for you, Christopher. I love
Well, thank you very much, Kinga. And, answering questions and helping people, that is really my background in IT.
All right, and we have a few more. And then again, while we're going through the comments, if anyone wants to join us live, Christopher, did you get a chance to post that within your comment section for those that may want to join us live?
I I believe so. Let's see if they join.
Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and place it, make sure it's in my chat. I wasn't sure if it was placed, but I'll go and make sure I'll do that as well. And then while I do that, I'm going to have you, if you like to, poll the audience since we love to have that interaction. Is there a question you like to ask the audience?
Hmm. A question for the audience. Well, let's see.
It can be
With the,
anything.
with the rise of digital tools and platforms, how have they become central to your personal and professional lives? So, again, with the rise of digital platforms and tools, how have they become central to your personal and professional lives?
Well, that's a really good question. And then I can just join in live for right now and answer the question. I would say live events has really helped build my confidence. It's helped me build stronger connections with my network and my connections, and it really helped with branding and visibility. I should say, like, even right now, the interaction that we get from live events is almost, I should say, it's so much better than what you get from content. Yes, people comment under your post, but to be able to have people join you live on stage, hear their voice, hear their expertise, hear their insight, live events just give that a deeper connection to where you can really network on a deeper level. What are your thoughts?
I agree completely. Now, one of the other things that I do is I'm a fill-in host on my local NPR station. So I'm fill in on Michigan Public. Now, broadcast is a one-way medium. When I'm in the studio, I imagine who I'm talking to, and that informs my delivery. In a virtual platform, I see them in that virtual space as well. So that is always, it's a different experience than, gee, I'm imagining I'm conversate or in conversation with. So yeah, the virtual platform, greater human connection and interaction.
I love it. So we do have a few more people that joined us. We have Americo. Hi. Feel free to join us on stage, Americo, if you like.
Absolutely. Welcome to Monday Night
We
Coaching.
also have, I'll let you do this one, Chris.
And welcome, Joel, to Monday Night Coaching. Joel, where are you joining us from? So I would encourage those in the chat to also include where they're joining from if they have not already done so.
And then Sean, if you're free, feel free to join us on stage. He had his event earlier today. So we welcome the stage to everyone as we continue through our event. Now, here's the thing I want to ask you. And I feel like when it comes to technology, it's frustrating, but it's a good thing. And I know it's kind of like a thing to where people, if they're brand new, they're fearful of it. And for those that are afraid of technology, it's like, I just want the human connection. I'm completely afraid of this. Is there anything that we could do to shake those nerves before just jumping into the technology intersection of human interaction and tech?
You know, I would say get over the fear as quickly as you can. The story I tell is when my dad first bought his computer, he was, well, he was a little concerned that, something calamitous was going to happen. And I said, Dad, it's okay. Play, make mistakes. The lights didn't dim. Everything still works. And he got a little bit more comfortable and played. And then his question was, well, if the only thing I do is, like check out movie listings and play solitaire, is that fine? It's like, hey, it's your computer. You can use it as much or as little as you want. Just play with it.
I love it. I love it. Now, jumping back into the topic, what are some of the most overlooked aspects of inclusivity in virtual events, and how can event organizers address them effectively?
So, one of the things that people sometimes fail to do is in a hybrid environment, they will focus on one audience or the other. So, if you're both in person and online, treat both audiences with respect and include them. Neither audience wants to feel like an afterthought. So, engage both sides. Uh, Other things, allow multiple ways for people to engage on an online platform. Um,
Okay,
Things, so polls and quizzes, interesting. I'll see if I can adjust things on my end. So, yeah, polls and quizzes. Uh, Now, I tell my speakers that an engaged speaker requires an engaged audience. So, be, when you are up on stage, be engaging. Don't be afraid to uh, address people if you know them in the audience. So, with platforms like Zoom, the camera is what we use to simulate uh, eye contact. So the eye, it should be the camera should be at eye level and roughly arm's length distance away. So when you look into the camera, you are simulating eye contact. And then when you call on people that are in the audience, it's a wonderful thing. It's like, I was just talking about this with Merrill the other day, and he said, and so, all right, that did a couple of things. When people hear their own name, it's like, wait a second, what did I say? They it brings their attention rapidly right back. Okay, am I getting called on? So, those types of things can be engaging and endearing to an audience.
I love it. And then I have one more question for you, Christopher. And then we actually have someone live on stage with us. I'm going to bring you in just a second. So, Christopher, looking ahead, how do you see the role of virtual events evolving? And what should businesses or hosts focus on to stay ahead?
You know, what was really interesting, a couple of years into the pandemic, people started to travel again. But others at the same time, it's like, wait a second, I can go to all these events from home. So virtual isn't really going away. What companies can do is understand that and offer it, you know, keep offering those types of attendance mechanisms. Give people the option to attend in person or online. And when you do that, pay attention to both audiences. You know, uh, don't give all the swag to the people that are physically there. Hey, we have goodie bags for the, it's like, wait a second. What about for the people who are virtually there? So pay attention to both audiences, make them both feel included. And that's the key to
I
success.
love it. Well, I'm going to bring Sean on stage with us, give him the opportunity to introduce himself. And then I'm going to switch the view a little bit for us. All right. All right. Hi, Sean. How are you? I'm going to get rid of this so we can see your name. Welcome and thank you for joining us. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Thank you for having me, Amalia. And as I said in the chat, you called, and here I am.
I
Because I know
love
how it
it.
is to be on the stage looking for people to join.
No, I appreciate it. Well, would you like to let us know more about you and how events has helped you out and far as that human connection? Today's topic is the intersection between technology and human connection. So I know you also host events, so I would love for you to share your experiences and how it's helped you. And if you have any questions for Christopher, he is I should say, the king, the master of virtual events.
So, start with an introduction. I'm Sean Michael. I go by the title Inner Potential Activator. I'm here to empower entrepreneurs, founders, leaders, and coaches to achieve more in their life, business, and relationships through the power of mindset to start. And on the intersection of technology and human connection, I've been hosting a weekly, it started out as a LinkedIn audio event. And like most people, I'm really missing that format because it was so easy for people to just raise their hand and come on stage. I think we're in a little bit of an adjustment period with live events through Restream, even though we can do like you're doing here, just audio only. I know some people are not necessarily camera ready or camera comfortable to join. So it's challenging when you're talking to your computer, your mobile device, and you're just talking. And you get the little indicator that tells you how many people are viewing. And I've learned to acknowledge it, but not get hung up on it. Because it's easy to get hung up on, oh, there's only one person watching. So I've learned to just kind of acknowledge it so I can acknowledge who's there, that I do have viewers. I know that there turns out to be more views in the replay I've heard. What's your experience on that, Christopher?
Yeah, the replays do draw in a different audience. So, yeah, I think it's important to understand that going into it and talk to that audience that may not be watching live or that will be listening again because nuggets of gold were dropped. So when people say, or when, it's like, all right, here's a particular instruction. Hey, the camera should be eye level, arm's length distance away. And that's where you look to simulate eye contact. And if someone going back and capturing that snippet, okay, great.
I love the replays too. It just makes it easier to capture content. I know a lot of times we have to do an extra step if you want to record your events or your rooms. Like, for example, I used to record Monday Night Coaching when it was an audio room only. And I used to have to go start my Zoom and then I have to record the screen. And I would be really sad the moments that I do not remember to share my sound. And then you can only hear me talking. So I did completely messed up that particular event recording. So I feel like with this, it's just a lot streamlined now, less I have to do. once I'm done with the event, the replay is there. I don't have to upload it, download anything, and it's streaming live to all of these other sites. So I appreciate it. And then too, not everyone can catch events live, and I feel like now that we have this new structure, you know for a fact that you could possibly watch a replay.
Exactly. You can watch it on your schedule. You can time shift because we've gotten so used to doing that everywhere else. Whether it is our favorite podcast or our favorite, the days where everyone watches at the same time are fundamentally gone.
I agree. I agree. Now, Christopher, we do have a few more people that joined us live. I see that we have Melanie Richards in the house.
Welcome to Monday Night Coaching, Melanie. Thanks
And
for being here.
I don't think we gave Felipe a shout out. He's here with us too.
Welcome, Felipe. A strong turnout from the Thought Leadership Branding Club.
Absolutely. And then if there's anyone else listening live, if you want to shout out, please let us know. Now, Sean, feel free to stay on stage with us. We can all tag team these questions. I'm going to go through the chat section, Christopher, and see if we miss any of the questions. I know I did see two, so I just want to make sure.
All right. I see one.
Okay, so actually, Sean, you're on stage with us. This was your question.
So, yeah, it's streaming to my YouTube channel and Amalia's as well.
Now, Sean, the cool thing is, and this is for anyone tuning in that may not want to host or actually guest speak as like a main keynote speaker, you just want to kind of jump on stage and chime in. If you were to join someone's event, like if they let you know ahead of time and you say, hey, I want to be a part of it, you can either sit in the back until you have your question. If you join someone's restream before it goes live, you can also have the ability to stream the event to your channel. So if you know that you're brand new to events or hosting events and you don't really want to be a main speaker, but you just want to contribute to the conversation because you love the topic and you feel like you have questions you want to ask live or just add a little bit of feedback to the conversation, make sure you let the host know you want to join them before they go live so you can also stream the event to your platforms as well. And more likely they'll say okay because it's more visibility, it's more platforms. So that's just something to keep in mind. And then we also have America on stage with us. Hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Would you like to introduce yourself and let us know how you use technology for human interaction and connection and how has it improved for you with just streaming?
Well, absolutely. My name's Americo DaCosta. I'm a customer experience business coach, and I help business owners as well as professionals be seen, heard, and remembered. Now, I've adopted as soon as I heard that the native LinkedIn audio rooms were leaving, I was quick to adapt and adopt. So I jumped on Restream, and I made mistakes, and I continue to make mistakes, but continue to evolve and improve the viewer and hosting experience. How I've been using it, listen, it's been a learning, and I've now embraced this whole repurposing of content. I know, as all of us know, that different viewers and different members consume content in different formats. And if you're hosting a 1 hour show, there's a good chance, you might get low attendance. When you're live, you'll see improved attendance or participation and engagement on the replays. But does everyone consume the entire hour of your content? Likely not. So now I'm kind of breaking it up and taking some of the key points and breaking it up and posting it throughout the week to keep nurturing engagement on the shows that I host.
I love it. Now, Americo, Christopher, Sean, we have a question in the audience. I think it'd be nice if we all were to respond to, because I know everyone use different things when it comes to hosting. I know some people actually include a lot of different experiences. Some people use Go Brunch. Some people, I think you use, I think, is it called Luma? I was trying to read the comments.
Yeah, so with Luma, Keith Keller, who many of us may follow or know personally, he introduced me to Luma. That's lu.ma. It's a third party platform for scheduling events. It it's great for those who are late to the email building list. It's great for those who are looking to engage and have an improved audience at their live events, because it offers, even on their free version and free platform, it offers SMS reminders the day prior. Hey, Amolia's going live tomorrow. Don't forget. And then an hour before, hey, we're going live in the next hour. Looking forward to seeing you there. So that whole automation and workflow that allows those reminders, I'm trying to get into that space in hopes that through experimentation, I can then share, hey, here's what works. I'm testing out Luma today, but if there's other third-party platforms that anyone is aware of and you can share, it's great, because I'm trying to captivate my audience in my other digital platforms and social platforms to try to bring them uh, to my stages. Because now with the ability to multi-stream, I want to be able to host and publish events on, let's say, IG, but Instagram, is it the best experience to share a LinkedIn link at a Instagram event? So I'm trying to recreate the same event, but use a generic or third party link that will bring everyone together to restream. Hope that makes sense.
It
It
does.
does.
Go ahead, Christopher. My apologies.
No, no, that's fine. Yeah, it does. I've been seeing Luma being used more and more recently.
Yeah. Yeah, I've only been using it for a couple of weeks. I haven't gained any traction, and I know it takes time. And I do have a smaller following in my other social channels. And it took the whole TikTokification and shutdown to open a lot of eyes, including mine, that hey, all our eggs in one basket, maybe not a great idea. So,
True,
right.
true. So, in regard to Gina's question, or Regina's question rather, so some low cost ways attendees can improve their virtual experience, uh, optimizing the audio. So, if you have the ability to use a headset or external mic instead of the built in audio, that can give you a clearer sound. If you're using the built in microphone, make sure you're not covering it up. So, sometimes people store papers or whatever on the laptop keyboard while they're on a call. That is actually covering up the mic. So, optimize your audio by using an external headset or external mic. Another easy tip: enhancing your lighting. So, position yourself facing natural light. The thing to remember with lights and virtual events is lights, camera, you. So, the light should be the furthest away, the camera in the middle, and then you. And the light should not be coming in from one side or the other. It should be directly in front of you. So if you have a window to one side, that can create a shadow on the other side. So it can be not exactly the intended look you were going for. And hey, a third easy ish low cost tip to improve your virtual experience: use a wired connection. So if possible, use a Ethernet cable instead of just depending on Wi-Fi. That offers greater stability and less likelihood of it being dropped.
That is a great response. Can I add a second
Absolutely.
or third leg to that question?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Any advice on low cost speech coaching? Because I come to realize I can chat and talk someone's ear off, but from time to time when I'm listening to my replays and I'm trying to edit it, like wow, there's a lot of filler words. Wow, there's more dead air than I thought there was. What can you suggest for coaching speak on speaking?
Well, all right. So Zoom offers the ability to record your sessions, and then you can look at those and make adjustments or be more aware of your vocal habits. Additionally, and I forget what the price currently is, um, you can use something like Descript. Descript has the ability to, what it does is allow you to edit audio slash video the same way you would edit a word processing document. And it has the ability to go in and remove filler words. So you can load a file into Descript and say, remove the filler words, and it will come back cleaned up.
Descript also reminds me, I use Opus clips a lot if it's like a video that I need to get a bunch of clips from. And if you were to remove some of the transcript, it'll also cut out and edit the video as well. So that's pretty cool for those that are interested in wanting to know how to leverage more content. If you do live video events, you can take your event, put it into Opus clips. It actually lets you try it out for free. You can just upload one full video and it'll turn into several mini clips that you can use for content, and you can almost edit it the exact same way. Are you guys familiar with Opus clips?
I am. I enjoy it as well.
I love it. All
I
right,
just
so
I just finished
I
my 7-day trial. I wasn't a big fan.
okay.
Um, it's simply because the way it queued up each of the shorts, it just didn't align with the conversation. I'm now testing part of my, I guess, Microsoft suite, trying Clipchamp, and didn't realize it's part of the Microsoft licensing that I've currently paying for. So I've tried it once this weekend. It's kind of growing on me, but I know I'm going to try Descript. You're not the first to mention it, and I hear a lot of reference to Descript coming up.
It's a great tool, and there's an interface between Zoom and Descript, so you can automatically or automagically export from Zoom straight into Descript and have that file available to start working as soon as you are done with the Zoom meeting.
If I could jump in here, I mentioned Descript last week, didn't I, Amalia?
Yes, you did.
I love Descript. I tried Opus Clip. I was okay with it. I actually tried Opus Clip and probably 10 other pieces of software, but I ended up settling on Descript because, as Christopher mentioned, you can edit like editing a Word doc, delete repetitiveness or filler words or long word gaps, any of that. You can actually really clean up your audio or your video, and it works with audio or video. As well, it has the capability to generate clips as well, just like Opus does. And then you get some templates. I've been able to use some templates, create my own, and just throw that template on my clips so I can maintain brand consistency.
Mhm.
And the studio sound. So if you happen to be not have ideal audio, like I get sometimes some mic bleed on my USB mic that is annoying. So studio sound will clean that up. I can make the clips. As Christopher mentioned, you can draw directly from Zoom. You can also export directly to YouTube
Indeed.
or other
Yes.
platforms.
Yep.
But I think the selling point for me was that Descript and Squadcast, which is my virtual podcast studio where I can invite guests, is part of the pair. It's a paired thing that I can record in daily or in Squadcast as separate videos for each participant, and then I can manipulate the videos with multicam after the fact.
And see, that is an outstanding point, because if you're recording on any virtual platform, one of the best things that you can do if you're going to reuse it is record everyone independently.
And recording independently matters, especially if you're going to edit some things. If someone's mic is too loud, you can turn it down. So these things are very helpful. Or I know a lot of people ask this question a lot. If you may not have that problem now with live stream, but I know before we had maybe some issues with people jumping on stage and you want to edit out maybe a conversation that was way off topic, you can just delete that particular, separate soundtrack. Is that correct, right, Christopher?
It is correct, yeah.
So just some cool ways when you're hosting your event. But Christopher, I know we're getting close to our hour mark, so I'm going to put you back in the spotlight. And I'm everyone that that joined me last week. I did not say the hot seat this time. It's an inside joke for those that have tuned in last week. But no, you're in the spotlight. And I would love for you to give any closing remarks to wrap up. How would you like to wrap up today's topic as far as the intersection of technology and human connection? What are some key takeaways you want to make sure people leave with? And then we can go into your bonus for today. And before you do that, I definitely want to say thank you to Americo and Sean for joining us. If you are not connected with them on LinkedIn, make sure you guys go connect. Real quick, Sean, Americo, do you use any other platforms that you want them to connect with you on? I can hand it to you first, Americo.
Well, I could tell you that all my other social platforms right now, for the most part, are placeholders that point everyone to LinkedIn or my website. So LinkedIn is probably the best place, but I am also on Instagram and Facebook under my business brand, Journey Logic. You'll be able to find us there. But LinkedIn is the go-to.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us on stage.
Well, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Sean, the mic is yours. Do you have any other platforms that you want people to connect with you on?
Well, I love the way that Americo put it. I do have Insta, Facebook, X under the name Coach Sean Michael, but mostly they're feeders to LinkedIn. LinkedIn is where I spend most of my time. And reach out if you're interested. I have recently begun a new community called the Real Mastery Hub, which includes the Transformational Book Club, and we are currently studying Marshall Rosenberg's Nonviolent Communication, and the discussions are so powerful. So thank you for the space on your stage, Amalia, and for all you do. And thank you, Christopher, for your wisdom you shared with us.
Thank you, Sean, for joining us. We'll definitely have to tune into your community. You know what? I always welcome everyone. Feel free to post your links within the Monday Night Coaching, either group chat or in the comment section, so we can stay tuned. All right. Well, I am going to switch our view, and I'm going to kind of switch this off a little bit because we're going to let you close things off. And as you are letting us know about the bonus, I'm going to put this up for you. So as you give your closing remarks, they can have time to grab your bonus. So I will let you do the closing remarks first and then let them know about today's bonus.
Thank you very much. So, a couple of key points. Um, Technology is a tool. So, when used intentionally, it can serve as a way of connection and enhance a connection, but it's not a replacement. Furthermore, be curious. So, if there's a new technology, try it. Try it with a friend. Try it with someone and just, play. Uh, and actually, today is Leontine Price's birthday. And there's a quote of hers that I just love. You should always know when you're shifting gears in life. You should leave your era. It should never leave you. So don't get stuck in the past. Grow, adapt, and change. Try things out. Um, for an engaged presenter and an engaged audience, engage. Use the tools of whatever virtual platform you're on. Use polls, use the chat. Don't be afraid to use the tools that are there. And let's see. Yeah, never be afraid to play. And if I can be of any help, feel free to connect and reach out. And the event bonus is things to think about as you are navigating the space between technology and people. Always be people. Technology is always going to change.
I love it. And if for those that are tuning in, if you are not connected with Christopher, you definitely want to. He is amazing, especially when it comes to Zoom. He, he did a master class for me, and I didn't realize there were so many things I did not know that I need to go fix in my Zoom settings. But just anything virtual events in general, I would say definitely connect with Chris and stay tuned. He do host monthly office hours. Is that correct, Christopher?
That is the next office hours is March 6th at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. And that's a space where I will answer your Zoom and virtual event or streaming questions. And we'll see how to figure out some answers.
Awesome. So right now, I'm just going to go ahead and highlight some of his platforms that you can follow him and connect. So we have his LinkedIn company page. We did have his profile first. If you are someone that is diving into Blue Sky, make sure you connect with Christopher on Blue Sky as well as his YouTube channel. And if you're not connected with me, if you're tuning in, I would say definitely connect with me on LinkedIn as well as subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is very new, but if you click it, you can also see all my upcoming events scheduled out from Monday Night Coaching as well as the Audio Leadership Club. And for those that have never heard of the Audio Leadership Club, that is my new community for audio leaders. So if you are interested in hosting events or speaking and collaborating, this is a community. And Christopher, since you are a member, would you like to give your feedback on the community so far?
It's a wonderful place to play and try things out and get to know an engaged community. Both the mobile app as well as the web version work wonderfully.
I love it. Well, since it is a private community, we do have a waiting list. But if you were to scan the QR code during the event, you'll actually bypass the waiting list. So I would say definitely scan the QR code and join us. We have 46 members now, which is exciting. And I literally just post like the list of our events today, and I was really excited to see so many of our members doing so many great things with audio events. So please, if you're interested, we welcome you with open arms. But I'm going to put the event bonus back on the screen for you to scan and get that. Is there anything else would you like to add before we close out today's event, Christopher?
Thank you so much for having me. It has been a delight.
I love it. Well, I'm going to highlight a few more comments before we leave. I just want to thank everyone for joining us today. We do have some more great topics coming up. We are live every Monday from now until May. And I do have some speaker spots available in March and April. So if you're interested in joining me for Monday Night Coaching, if you want to test out audio events, feel free. It'll be similar to this. And then you can also stream to your platforms as well. Well, I'm going to highlight, I think, Sean, you gave us one. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us on stage. We have Henry. Hi, Henry. I love it. Is there anyone that you noticed from your events, Christopher, that I can highlight? I know we're paired, so I'm trying to make sure I'm capturing everyone. I love Meryl. Yes, I did say spotlight today, not the hot seat. Christopher, funny thing, I had everyone in the hot seat last week.
Well, I'm glad that's been fixed.
I know. I don't know if you want to get in the hot seat. We could definitely put you in the hot seat. I'm just kidding. I actually think we put Sean in the hot seat for a minute because we were talking about speaking and backgrounds, but it was fun. It was really fun. All right, everyone. Well, it is 8:00 Eastern Standard Time. I'm gonna let you all go. I know there are other events you probably need to get into, or you just want to end your evening. So, Christopher, again, I thank you so much for joining me. And I can end our live stream if you're ready.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Bye, everyone. We appreciate you tuning in. Oh, wait, real quick. I see Leslie. She's here with us.
Greetings, Leslie. Thanks for joining Monday Night Coaching.
All right. All right, everyone. Take care.